Hey everybody, Eric and Katie with MountModernLife.com. For those of you new to the channel or not familiar with us, it was a little under a year ago where we hit the road in our renovated RV, which is an '08 Tiffin Allegro Open Road 32 LA.
And the whole reason we decided to become full-time RVers is because we wanted to have the opportunity to explore the U.S. and find the right mountain town for us to eventually settle down into.
Now, the other day we were talking about it and we realized that the last time we actually shared an RV tour was during Christmas time when we were all decked out for the holidays, and we figured it was about time to show you what it looks like in our day-to-day life.
Now, our style is more rustic with some modern elements mixed in, but regardless of your style, we just hope to inspire you or give you some ideas on how to, update or make some changes to your own RV or trailer.
Absolutely. But anyway, let's dive into the tour. All right, let's start this tour. So the ring stick-up cam, before we installed it, we were really nervous because we were going to be drilling into the side of the RV. Now, it was a lot easier than we thought it was going to be. We do have a post and a video if you guys want to check that out. But let's go into the entryway here. So if you look over here on the side, you can see that we have our shoes put up on hooks. Now, before we did that, it got extremely congested here in the entryway with all our shoes everywhere. But now having these hooks up here, it just makes it a lot more roomy. We really like the hooks. Now, we did see also that the Russo shared a tip where they actually use a large canvas bag and put their bigger shoes in there. That seems to work pretty well also, so something to think about. Now this basket over here, we put this up because we're trying to get the cats more used to going outside, so we keep their leashes and their collars over here, as well as some remotes. But let's go inside. And when you come in here, Katie will swing up top. We actually have hooks up there that hold our keys. That makes it really easy access when we're heading in and out of the RV. And then real quick before we dive into all the projects and stuff, while me and Katie have been doing DIY for quite a while, a lot of the projects in here were the first time we were doing DIY projects like these. So there are some mistakes, there are some flaws, but we think it adds character. If you're looking to do something like this in your RV, don't be afraid, just go for it. And, anyway, that's that. But real quick, we'll dive into the media cabinet. Now, if you look up here, you can see our Rustic time zone clocks. We just came out with a video for those recently. We're really happy with the way it turned out. They used to be up front of the RV, but now over here we have them on the wood and they fill the space a lot more. Plus, we're able to look at them and enjoy them a little bit more often. But so if you're new to our blog or our video channel, you might not be familiar with our media cabinet. It's pretty cool. We have a TV lift built in there. So when we're not watching TV, we can keep the TV down and utilize the sunlight that's coming in. But if we want to watch TV, we'll throw up the TV and watch some TV. And then also we have our fireplace down here, which we generally turn on when we're watching TV just because it gives that ambient lighting and we really like it. Also, another note on the fireplace is that when we were in Wisconsin for the winter, it got pretty cold, and we would run this fireplace, and it would keep the whole front of the RV pretty warm. Once we hit about 25 degrees, though, that's when we'd start to need to turn on the gas furnace. But for keeping us warm up to 20 or down to 25 degrees, we're pretty pleased with it. So really happy with the TV lift and the fireplace. Throw these remotes real quick back into this basket. Now another thing that's cool about this media cabinet is we actually have a built-in table here, which I'll slide out for you real quick. And there it is. See, it doesn't take too long to set it up. Normally when we use the table, Katie will set up her computer here. I'll set up mine here and we'll work, or we'll eat dinner here at the table or things like that. But we're really pleased with the way that this works. But real quick, I'll break it back down. But yeah, that about wraps up the table and the media cabinet. Overall, we're really happy with it. We love its multiple functionality, and a big thing in the RV is trying to make the most of your space. Even if you look at these two ottomans that we have right here, they actually have storage on the inside, so we're able to put things in there. But they also break down and kind of sandwich together if we want to store them back. But as we swing up here to the front, you can see our Heads Carolina, Tails California sign. We actually had that above the media cabinet before, but we like it so much better up there, and it makes more sense because that's where we're going to be deciding where we want to go. Then you can see our little greenhouse. We're working on our green thumbs, but also too, Ducky loves to eat plants, so we're able to hide his favorite ones in there so that he doesn't eat them and then later throw them up somewhere. Let's move over to our sofa that we created. Now, before we had a sofa in here that came with the RV, and it was actually a fold-out bed sofa, but we couldn't find one that we wanted, so we created our own, and it actually has storage underneath here where we're able to store a lot of things, and it does have storage underneath this flip up as well. Now, originally we planned on storing our table leaves in there, but we found that it's a lot easier when we're traveling and things to store the leaves over by this chair. Works really well. Also, here's one of Katie's custom-made light fixtures. We really love it. It has the LED bulbs, but they're the Edison style, which we really love the Edison style bulbs, and especially since they're LED, saves a lot of energy and heat. But if we go ahead and cruise on over to the kitchen, this is one of my favorite areas because it really came together. Our countertops we actually made out of red oak hardwood flooring, and then we put a tung oil finish over top, added some trim, and just really happy with the way it turned out. Really happy with it. But if you look over here on the countertop, we do have quite a bit of stuff out, but it's just really for easy access. And maybe in some of our other videos you might have saw our huge coffee pot. Well, we actually went to visit Katie's aunt, and she used a French press. So she made some coffee for us, and we just loved the flavor of it. And we came home immediately, got rid of our coffee pot, gave it to my parents, and then we went with a French press, which is right here. It takes up so much less space than the coffee pot. So anyway, we're figuring out little things as we go to maximize our space. Let's go over to the fridge. This is another project that turned out really well. Before, it had the wood finish on the top and bottom, and they were extremely heavy pieces. The bottom piece was probably 15 pounds, the top probably close to 10. So we pulled those out, replaced it with a couple sheets of metal, real nice and light, and it gave us an advantage of it being magnetic. And actually, these two containers are actually magnetic as well, so you can see how sturdy it is. Also, it works as a dry erase board, which is really nice. As we come over here, you can see we just have some extra little storage here. We like to store fruit, cookbooks, you know, wood cleaner, which is nice, easy access. But then up here you can see one of Katie's printables. So we do have a shop where we sell printables. And what's awesome about the frame and most of the frames we have up in the place is we use Velcro. So whenever we want to switch out and get a new vibe or something along those lines, we can just pop it off, put in a new printable, and it's like it's a brand new picture. So pretty cool there. As we make our way back here, you can see another one of the custom light fixtures that Katie made, also with the Edison style bulbs. We love those. Over here you can see our bathroom sliding door. We do still have some trim work we want to do and some finishing touches before we put it over on the website, but I mean, it gets the job done. It slides back and forth, closes it off, and we'll be sharing that soon once we finish that up. But let's cruise into the bathroom. In here you can see our nice hanging shelves. This is actually cypress wood. It's really light. We have it planed down pretty small. These horseshoes, it's really cool. We actually bought them brand new, and then Katie ran a rust technique on it. It was about 10-15 minutes, and they looked old and rusted. Really excited about that. If you look here behind me, you can see our linen closet. Now we built this in here. It's similar structure wise to the old one that was in here. But what's really cool is this outer door. All the wood from the outside is from my family's farm up in Wisconsin. And then quick story, this piece of wood, me and Katie were actually hiking through the snow, and it was pretty deep. And in the snow, she saw a little piece of metal about this big poking up. And she's like, "What's that?" And I was like, "Nothing." But anyway, we went over there and we pulled on it, and this whole sheet of metal was covered under the snow. So we pulled it out and used that for the linen door here. Now, another thing is, in the past, we had mentioned a few times how we were going to build a cat door in the entryway so the cats could go in the basement and go to the restroom. Well, that didn't work out because there's a big steel frame in the way, so we didn't want to drill through that or cut through that. So we actually took that same approach and we put it in the linen closet. So if you look over here, you can see the cat doors right there. So from the bedroom, they cruise through the cat door, do their business, and then take off back outside. But what's awesome about this is it contains the smell and it contains the litter. So really happy with that. As you can see, the inside of the linen cabinet isn't completely finished, but we do have shelves up. We may be adding some more, and we need to organize it a little better also. But overall, we're pretty happy with it. And then if you look over here, you can see that we have a towel hanging up through the shower. We actually use some command hooks on both sides so that the towels that we're using, we can hang up in there and they can dry. So when you turn back around over here, you can see kind of the sink and cabinet area. These doors we actually made. It's 1x2 cedar. We just cut down the corners at 45-degree angles and cut little slits for the mirror to slide into. Pretty straightforward, but we're really happy with the way those turned out. And you may have seen one of our previous videos from a while ago where we talk about finishing up live edge on wood. And this is actually some old white oak. I think it's from the 1800s that we kind of finished down the front and made the countertop out of, and then attached the sink. But overall, we're really happy with our bathroom, and it seems quite a bit more spacious than we originally thought when we first purchased the RV. So as we make our way into the bedroom, you can see the shelves. We came out with a video last week, I believe, about those. And we initially attached them. We attached them with Velcro. And one of the big things is that it still structurally was sound, but it did sag a little bit. So we ended up adding 2 more screws into both shelves, and now it just looks straighter versus sagging that little bit. Side note, you can see that both the cats are sleeping in here. They love it in here. Ducky, who's up there and doesn't like the dead cat, gets kind of angry when it comes around, the cover for the microphone. Anyway, he sleeps in here pretty much every day. Kobe, he kind of makes the whole place his nap room, so you never know where you're going to find him sleeping. But also you can see our custom lamps back in the corner with the mason jars. Really excited about those. And then if you look back over here to the right, you can see our our USA map, which tracks kind of where we've been. We have quite a few more pins on here, but we're heading west here in a couple weeks, and we're planning to add a whole lot more. Over here, you can see our closet doors, which used to have mirrors here. We took some cedar planking, put it in there, and then did a tung oil finish. Easy peasy with that. And then up here we had a large open gap right here, and then the fuse box, so we ended up making a custom cabinet that covered both, attaching the TV and the mount to there. So now we have storage underneath, and we can access the fuse box, but then our TV fits as well. Last thing back here is that our DIY flip-up desk is right here. It works really well. Normally when we're not working out in the living room, Katie will post her computer up here, but today the sun's kind of been in and out, so we put her computer underneath so that we could get all that light coming in here, but works really well. And then actually now, last but not least, we have our standing mirror here. We had the mirror for quite a while, didn't know really what we were going to do, so we eventually just framed it out with some wood, and we attached it to the bathroom sliding door. That way, before we go out, we're able to kind of look and see what we look like first. But anyway, that about wraps it up back here. As we move back out to the living room, I think that about does it for the whole tour. We really hope you guys enjoyed this, and at the very least, hopefully it gave you some ideas for some things you may want to try in your rig or in your home. And we hope it inspired you to do so. But if you have any questions or comments, definitely feel free to leave them below. Or if you have any suggestions for mountain towns that we should visit along our journey, definitely leave those down below as well. Thank you much for swinging by today. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you guys again soon.